What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here. Before we get into this deck profile, I'm going to do a super quick combo tutorial. Really important stuff here, guys. So first, let's just do a random test hand. The deck has totally been completely shuffled. And yeah, look at this hand. So what do we do with a hand like this? Well, I think it's quite obvious, actually. We activate the Red Eyes Fusion. We send the Red Eyes Black Dragon and the Dark Magician from the deck to the graveyard. Special summon the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon in this position, right closest to the deck. Then we're going to set 3, leave a card in hand for the Dragoon negate, and pass turn. And that's pretty much the combo, guys. Really strong field, hard to out. Let's see what the meta can do against this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this deck profile. See you, chumps. What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here with a deck profile on my Eldlich Dragoon Turbo build that has gone undefeated at locals and went X1 this morning at a remote duel tournament. I'm a huge fan of this build. It's very consistent, very strong. It has its weak points, but is still a contender in the top 3 big decks of the format and can punch weight with decks like Drytron. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Before we get into that, shout out to Grove Reacting Gaming, sponsor for these playmats, and the GGPG. Link in the description to join that free tournament. It is huge, 150 player cap, free entry, huge prizes to top 8. Definitely check it out. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, starting off with the main deck. Obvious things first. 2 Eldlich the Golden Ward, 1 Red Eyes Wyvern, 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon, 1 Dark Magician, and then triple Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is the only hand trap we main. It's the only hand trap you need, if we're being completely honest. It's the most relevant in case you run into the mirror match. You knock off the Red Eyes Fusion if you see it. In case you run into Drytron, you hit the Alpha or the Ben 10. Pretty easy stuff. Moving on to the spell lineup. That's all the monsters. Spell lineup, triple of the Cursed Eldland. Obvious, it's an Eldlich deck. I choose to play 1 White Destiny. This is going to be weird, and a lot of people are going to probably disagree with this choice, but not only does it add longevity to the engine, it plays around Ash, and it also is another searcher for your golden lands. It actually comes up a lot. So I choose to play the 1 copy in this build. You can cut this for another card, another trap card, or hand trap. It's up to you, but I choose to play it. I like it a lot. Eldlich cards, Red Eyes cards, triple Insight, triple Red Eyes Fusion. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I don't need to explain this. It's a Dragoon Turbo build, so we are trying to get to that Red Eyes Fusion as fast as possible. All right, moving on. Triple Extrav. We want to draw cards. That's important for a deck like this. It maximizes consistency. It's great. Seldom do we ever banish all the Dragoons, but yes, it is theoretically possible. Follow that up with 2 Cosmic Cyclones. Main decking Cosmic, shout out to X. Primal Gaming. Couldn't agree more, bro. You got to main deck the Cosmic for the mirror match, for the virtual world. Hitting off the Chuchi is really strong. And even against the Drytron, it does have some application. If you end up going first, you set this, you can hit the field spell, or you can hit the ritual spell. I think the ritual spell is objectively the better hit, because then most decks only play 1. If you knock off that 1, are they ritual summoning for the rest of the game? Most likely not. So very legitimate card, trust. Now we're going to move on to the trap lineup. Really easy. Triple Scarlet Sanguine, like every other Eldlich deck. Triple Conquistador to Golden Lands. Pop those cards. Only double Huaquero. You could bump this up to 3. If you wanted to cut the White Destiny and play a 3rd Huac, I wouldn't blame you. But I like having the access to the White Destiny. It comes up a lot for me personally. That's it for the Eldlich traps. Moving on to the regular traps. We're playing Triple Solemn Strike, one of the most impactful trap cards of the current format. Still, hands down, I love this card. Follow that with only 2 Solemn Judgment in the main. This is a difficult one, because I'm playing a bit of a varied trap card lineup. So you might find room for the 3rd, or you might want to cut it completely for other traps. Let's get into the rest of them, and you can choose for yourself. 2 Ice Dragon's Prison. You could turn this to 3, but I honestly wouldn't, considering how relevant Drytron is. Some people would probably even consider cutting this completely. But against all rogue matchups, against Virtual World, and especially the mirror match, this card has hella application. And I think it is absolutely still worth playing. When you go against Drytron, you just take it out, side it out for some of those stronger, more impactful cards. And then the last card's 2 Torrential Tribute in the main. This card is great. You want to know the killer combo against Drytron? Boom. That's it. That's all it takes, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, this deck still does struggle if you have to go 2nd against Drytron, but that's what makes it playable. Torrential is great. Torrential is hands down great. Virtual World and Drytron. If you're not playing against those decks, side it out. Moving on to the we'll bang out the extra deck real quick. 2 Dragoon. This should be 3. objectively speaking, we're playing extra. I only own 2, but I'll point out a slot where the third one should be. I still get away with this though, and seldom do I ever banish them all, unless I'm really unlucky. But yeah, you can get away with 2, but this should be 3, hands down. Followed up, triple verite. This definitely should be 3, so play it at 3. Follow that up, double link spider. This is relevant to getting your traps off the field into the graveyard and turning them into effect monsters to make verite. Very simple, easy concept to understand. We also play one Omduke in case the zones align and you got to remove a card pretty easily. Omduke can come up, it's just like basically a third copy of Link Spider. Follow that up with the Nightmare package of 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. If we're being honest with ourselves, one of these would maybe get cut for the Dragoon, but yeah. Follow that up with IP and Avermax. Here's another flex spot. It's so hard to get into an IP Avermax in this deck. It's objectively difficult to get 4 monsters on the field that you can turn into this. This should be the BLS link, and then this can stay if you cut one of the Nightmares, or you can turn this into the third copy of Dragoon. But I'm playing with the cards that I have. That's what I choose to play as my substitute for the BLS link. It's a $100 card. I used to have one. I don't have one right now. That's what we're doing instead. And I still play the 1 access code. Again, a flex spot. You don't have to play this. This could probably be a Libe, because I don't have a Libe, but we do still choose to play the 2 guns. The guns are so important. And yes, having a Libe would be very nice, but seldom does it ever come up. Like, I'm being completely honest. I've really never missed it. This is the most important card, is the gun. Go in Pew, bring back Lord, bop, bop, like game. I've had that come up a lot. So the gun is the most important card if you don't have the Libe, but I would still recommend the Libe if this was an optimized list for IRL play. Yeah. Moving on to the side deck. All right, again, there's going to be probably some disagreement here, but this is how I'm playing it currently. This is how I played it over the weekend. You know, point out some things that you would change, and I may agree or disagree with you. I've chosen to side deck the triple Skullmeister for Drytron, Virtual World, Mirror Match, Dino. There's a lot of application for this card. It's really strong, and people aren't even sleeping on it anymore. It's just it's a great card. Those could be Lancias if you have a Virtual World or Dino heavy locals or Expectation, but right now Skullmeister is the more versatile card. Following that up, 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, and 2 Forbidden Droplets. The Raigeki could be a 3rd Droplets, but I'm playing the Raigeki because these are the cards are coming against the Virtual Worlds to out the Vanity's Ruler. Easy. They don't play unless they get the Herald on field. This outs the Vanity's Ruler. So unless their hand is super cracked, you got it taken care of. If it is super cracked, then this is probably getting negged, and you're gonna have to hope to have a strike. Follow that up with a trap lineup: 1 Imperial Order, 1 Solemn Judgment, it's the 3rd copy, 1 Torrential Tribute, the 3rd copy. Double Debunk. I would probably cut this Torrential for a 3rd copy of Debunk, but I'm unsure. Debunk is basically a free Solemn Strike for card effects in the hand or graveyard. Yes, we were responsible for the buyout. Sorry, guys, but this card's cracked, and I highly recommend that you pick up copies for yourself. Commons are super cheap. It's a really strong card. Banish Golden Lords, banish Drytron cards, banish Virtual Worlds. This card comes in against all of the big 3. It's really strong when you're going first. And then finally, wrapping things up with triple evenly matched killer against the rogue decks and the mirror match. This could technically be a flex spot for Drolls. If we're being honest, I am adapting this more so to my own local scene, so I choose to play the evenly matched, where there's only a few of the Drytron players, like 2 or 3, and I kind of just hope to win the die roll, if we're being honest. If we don't win the die roll, then it's an uphill battle, or we see the outs. But evenly matched is better against the majority of the decks that I personally play against. If you are in a more Drytron heavy environment, make those into Drolls. Easy clap. Alright guys, that's everything for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go follow the Twitch stream if you want to win a free box of Genesis Impact. Check out Grove Reacting Gaming, link in the description down below to pick up playmats just like this. They got a whole bunch of sexy designs. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day. See you, chumps.